Man, I think it's the next step up mentality as far as players. Our shifts keep changing. Everybody doing a different role, and so I think we all got the mentality where you give and you sacrifice, and I think that's what y'all see.
Acing a determined Dallas Wings team fresh off a tough loss to the Sparks, the odds weren't in Indiana's favor. With 20,049 fans packed in, many expected to see Caitlin Clark and Paige Bueckers share the floor for the first time in the WNBA. But what unfolded was something even more special. In the final minutes, the Fever delivered a statement win that could redefine their season. And after the game, Aliyah Boston summed it up in 6 unforgettable words, a reminder of just how much this victory meant.
Yeah, I think for us, it's about knowing that basketball is a game of runs, and they made their run in that third quarter, and honestly, just continue to stay composed and take it each possession at a time is something that we've been working on, and so for us, that was our focus, is get a stop, go down and score, get another stop, and we try to get a...
It was the matchup the entire WNBA world had been waiting for, Clark versus Bueckers. The top pick from 2024 against the projected no, one from 2025. This wasn't just another regular season game. It was the game fans had circled since draft night. The Dallas Wings knew the moment was bigger than basketball. So they made a bold move, shifting the game from College Park Center to the American Airlines Center, home of the Mavericks. A 20,000-seat arena. You don't make that call unless you expect something historic. Tickets sold fast. The energy exploded online. This wasn't just a game. It was a turning point. A sign of how far women's basketball has come and how far it's about to go.
I'm finding out this morning that we probably need to hold out again today. It really is a day-to-day thing, and I think for us, making sure that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness. It's anybody who's had some of these types of injuries understand that sometimes it's a process. She's a quick healer, and she's been doing everything that she can to get back on the floor. So we just want to make sure that we're hypersensitive to the big picture.
2 nights before tip-off, Caitlin Clark's groin injury flared up, casting serious doubt on the most anticipated matchup of the season. The Showdown fans had waited months for suddenly became a question mark. Thousands had secured tickets to witness Clark and Bueckers go head-to-head for the first time. Now the main attraction might be sidelined. It was a tough blow, not just for the fans, but for the moment itself.
A disappointment for them more than anything, because you want them to see her at her best and us at our best. I hate that for fans, but at the same time, again for us as a team, and for Caitlin as a person and player, her health and wellness is the priority.
The Fever had just been blown out by the Los Angeles Sparks the night before. Without their star leading the charge, Indiana looked disjointed. The pace dragged, ball movement stalled, and Aliyah Boston, one of their key weapons, barely saw the ball. Everything that usually makes this team a threat seemed to vanish without Clark on the floor.
I think the biggest thing for us is our attention to detail in our screening. We've got to be great screeners. We got to make sure we slow down and use our screen, and our spacing. We've had some games where our spacing has been poor, and that has not allowed Kelsey to get downhill, and it hasn't allowed space for Aliyah to get going either. So I think that the 2 most important things for us right now offensively is attention to detail and screening and spacing.
With Clark out, Dallas was ready. They'd studied the tape. When Indiana plays without her, the offense slows down, spacing vanishes, and Aliyah Boston fades into the background. The Fever become predictable, easy to contain. This was Dallas's chance to make a statement. Take down a struggling team missing its engine. But here's what no one saw coming: minus 20,049 fans still showed up. Even with Clark's status uncertain, the crowd filled the American Airlines Center, setting a new Texas women's basketball attendance record. No guaranteed star power. No promise of the headline matchup. Just belief, buzz, and a shared moment in history.
We'll start Ari today. We'll start her and bring Sid off the bench a little bit. I don't want to take Kelsey out of what she naturally does instinctually on the wing and overload her from a point guard perspective. So with having Ari and having Sid, they'll give us a couple different looks right there.
With Clark out, Dallas saw an easy opportunity. But Fever head coach Stephanie White had other plans. In a surprise move, She started Arie McDonald for the first time, completely shaking up the lineup. It was bold, unexpected, and risky. Nobody knew how this new look would perform. What happened next revealed something even the most loyal Fever fans hadn't seen before. The game tipped off, and instead of falling apart, Indiana exploded. From the first possession, Arie McDonald brought a fire the Wings weren't ready for. She pushed the tempo like her life depended on it, turning defense into offense, setting the tone. The Fever didn't just survive without Clark. They came out swinging.
Charles can't finish.
Gotta finish that.
Oh, beautiful pass. McDonald counted in one.
They run.
She's getting everyone involved in ways that make you forget Clark isn't even playing. Dallas walks into this game thinking they can just focus on stopping Kelsey Mitchell. That's their whole game plan: shut down Mitchell and watch the Fever fall apart. But suddenly they're dealing with McDonald's downhill attack that they never prepared for. She's creating complete chaos for the Wings defense. She's opening up lanes that haven't existed all season long.
Can't finish.
It's a big, you gotta lean in. You can't be falling away.
McDonald has been outstanding.
Here's what makes this even more amazing. McDonald goes perfect from the field in that first quarter. She's not just throwing up shots. She's making smart plays that create opportunities for everyone else. The Fever start the game by making their first 7 shots in a row, 7 straight. Makes to open the game. You don't see that kind of execution very often.
Side can't get it. Liyah can't. Here comes Natasha Howard. 9-0 run for Indiana. Lexi Hull carries the 3.
It seemed that
You got to get out on her, ladies. She's shooting 51% from beyond the arc.
this is a
Aliyah Boston finally starts getting the touches she desperately needs. You can actually see her confidence building with every single possession. She's getting the ball in positions where she can do damage. The Wings have to respect McDonald's speed, which means Boston has more room to operate down low. She scores efficiently and grabs rebounds like she's been waiting for this moment all season.
Shooting to open the game. The Wings are only 2 of 14. Howard lobs it inside Boston, and Maisha Hines-Allen got lost. Allowed for the easy 2.
and you down to Natasha, and she's going to get in the paint. And so the defense has to step up to protect the drive, and now she puts that air on the ball, and AB is able to finish that shot at the rim. That was beautiful.
The crowd that came to see Clark face Beckers is witnessing something completely different. They're watching a team discover what they can be when everyone steps up together. This isn't about one player carrying the load. This is about 5 players moving as one unit. By the end of that first quarter, Indiana leads 33-13. Let that sink in for a second. They outscored Dallas by 20 points in 12 minutes. Even the Dallas fans are standing up and applauding the basketball. They're seeing you don't often see that kind of respect from opposing fans.
This is what they do.
Yep. Sometimes you're going to have some back-to-back games. Sometimes you're not going to be able to get in the gym and practice. Got it.
Huh.
Good night.
And again, the veteran schools the rookie.
Kelsey Mitchell starts heating up during this stretch, but she's not forcing anything. The ball movement is creating easy looks for everyone on the court. Mitchell gets 10 points in the first quarter alone, but she's doing it within the flow of the offense. This wasn't just about replacing Clark's production on the scoreboard. This was about the Fever discovering what this team could become when everyone stepped up together. The foundation was set for something truly special. But the real test was still ahead of them. Here's where the story gets really good. Dallas starts clawing back hard, and suddenly this comfortable lead starts shrinking fast. The Wings figure out how to attack the Fever's defense. They start making shots they were missing in the first quarter. You can feel the momentum shifting in a way that makes Fever fans nervous. Paige Beckers begins putting on an absolute show. She scores 27 points and makes the NBA history with a perfect stat line that has everyone's jaws dropping. Beckers becomes the first player ever to record 25 points, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 0 turnovers in a single game. That's the kind of performance that
Paige is just such a smart player. She reads defensive well. She knows how to pick you apart. And so when you play against her, you have to make sure that you're aware of where she is at all times. And also she does a great job of putting her teammates in great position. So for us, I feel like it's kind of similar in college and in the league. Like Paige is just playing great basketball and making sure that she sets up her teammates for the same.
the Wings cut the lead to single digits. You can feel that familiar panic setting in around the arena. This is exactly where the Fever usually fall apart without Clark on the court. The pace slows down the ball, stops moving players, start pressing and making bad decisions. Everything that went wrong against the Sparks the night before starts creeping back into the game, but Kelsey Mitchell refuses to let this slip away. She goes into complete takeover mode with shots that would make Clark proud. Mitchell drops 32 points with 7 assists, making 11 of 17 shots from the field. More importantly, she's making the right play every single time down the court. She's not forcing bad shots. She's creating opportunities for her teammates while taking control of the offense.
Every little thing matters.
Mitchell gives it up. Natasha Howard, beautiful shot. Howard with a double-double of 12 and 11. Indiana by 6.